Thank you so much. All right, the Senate Committee on Growth and Infrastructure will now come to order. Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Senator Brooks?
Here.
Senator Hammond?
Here.
Senator Pickard?
Here.
Senator Spearman? And Chair Harris?
Here. And Madam Secretary, please mark Senator Spearman present as she arrives. I'd like to welcome everyone to the first meeting of the Senate Committee on Growth and Infrastructure. Before we begin introductions and agenda items, I want to briefly explain how our virtual meetings will work, since it's a new process for all of us. As you know, the legislative building is currently closed to the public, and so all committee meetings will be held virtually, meaning committee members, staff, and everyone else will participate either through Zoom video conference or by telephone. There are various ways members of the public can engage with us and participate throughout the process, and I very much encourage everyone to do so. As in previous sessions, all committee-related information is available on the Nevada Electronic Legislative Information System, or NELIS as we like to call it, which is accessible from the legislature's website. There are 4 ways to engage with the committee. These include registering to participate in a committee meeting through the new system on NELIS, which places you in line to testify on a bill or provide public comment during a meeting. You may submit written testimony to the committee email address or fax number listed on the agenda. You can share your opinion via the legislature's opinion application on NELIS, or you can view our committee meetings online through NELIS or on the legislature's new YouTube channel. During the 2021 session, anyone wishing to testify on a bill or provide public comment must first register for the meeting you'd like to participate in. Committee meetings are listed in several places on NELIS, and to register, simply click the participate button near the meeting date and time, and then fill in the required information, such as your name, the agenda item you're interested in, and your position on that bill. Once your registration is submitted, you will see a confirmation screen, and you will also receive an email with the phone number and meeting ID to call at the time of the meeting. Just to note that while meeting registration is required to participate, it does not guarantee that you will be able to speak. We are time limited here at the legislature, and so we'd like to get as many people to participate as we can, but there may be times where we'll have to cut that a bit short. Again, as in previous sessions, testimony and public comment may be limited. When you're on the phone line, please pay attention to which bill is being considered and follow the verbal prompts provided by Broadcast Production Services staff, or as we call them, BPS, so that you know which keys to press to raise your hand or unmute yourself. That will make the process go a bit quicker and make all of our jobs a little easier. BPS staff will call on you to speak using the last 3 digits of your phone number. Detailed instructions for participating in committee meetings are also available on the help page, which is linked in the banner at the top of every page on NELIS. If you need assistance with any of these processes, or if you would like to receive electronic notification of the committee's agendas and minutes, please contact our committee manager, April Kasura, at the committee email listed on the agenda, or by calling her at 775-684-6502. I know that was a lot of information, so please don't hesitate to contact committee staff if you have questions or need help. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started. I'm Senator Dallas Harris, and it's my honor and privilege to serve as the chair of the committee for the 2021 session. These are a little different times, and I just want everyone to know that here in this committee, we are going to be making sure that we are addressing any issues that come forward related to generating revenue for the state, anything that has to do with equity, if we can. And I'm also open to feedback. I want to encourage feedback from members and highlight participation as much as possible. Let's just take a minute to let the other members of the committee introduce themselves. I'll start with my vice chair, Senator Brooks.
Thank you, Chair Harris. Senator Chris Brooks represents Senate District 3 down in the heart of Las Vegas, and was able to vice chair this same committee last session. And all the issues that are near and dear to my heart, energy and transportation and climate, come through this committee. So I'm very excited to be on this committee again and to work with Chair Harris.
Your expertise is much valued. Thanks for being with us again this session. Senator Spearman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this is my second year being on this committee. Before it was extracted from Commerce and Labor, I was on that committee too. So I guess you could say this is like 4 years, 4 sessions. I am most interested in energy, renewable energy, and the ways that we might be able to expand upon it here in Nevada. In the military, say leaning forward. In the foxhole, I'm saying anticipate some of the things that are happening now that are coming down the pike with respect to technology. But I'm also interested in making sure that whatever bills that we pass are the types of bills that will also open up this space to more BIPOC communities. Even if you look in our government relations core in the legislature right now, I don't know that there are more than maybe 2 or 3 African Americans that are in this space. And so I know that energy is the technology of the future. So I am interested in making sure that whatever we pass has information, excuse me, in it that will allow the space to be opened up a little bit more, and to make sure that communities that are disparately impacted by climate, by nasty air, nasty water, and those sorts of things, making sure that we're taking care of them. So that's my interest. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Hammond.
Thank you, Chair Harris. I appreciate the offer to talk a little bit about my interest here. This is my, I think, 3rd or 4th time on this committee, and looking forward to working with you, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that we can discuss that I think moves the state forward. Infrastructure is vitally important, I think, for everybody's interest. So I definitely and kind of looking forward to those conversations that we have. I think this is an excellent time to see a lot of infrastructure in our state moving forward, and providing some of the jobs that we need coming out of this, this downturn in the economy. So great to be here with you, and I look forward to serving with you during the session and with everybody else.
Thank you, Senator Hammond. Senator Pickard.
Hey, Madam Chair, and I too am glad to be here. This is my first time on growth and infrastructure. The committees I was on before all meet at the same time. So I'm on a new one. That's great. Looking forward to working with you. Obviously, we're all interested in making sure that our growth is managed and the infrastructure is taken care of. So I'm here to try to benefit all Nevadans, not just the politically powerful. So hopefully we'll get a lot accomplished, and we'll help a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce our committee staff. Our committee policy analyst is Susan Scholey. She will be assisting me and the committee with background and research on bills and other issues. Our committee legal counsel is Eileen O'Grady. Eileen will be providing legal advice and working with the committee on amendments and other legal matters. Our committee manager, who is also my legislative assistant, is April Kasura. April will be preparing agendas, uploading exhibits to Nellis, interfacing with the front desk and the Secretary of the Senate, and as my legislative assistant, generally keeping me on track. Our committee secretary is Debbie Shope. She will be attending our meetings, preparing minutes, and assisting with a variety of tasks as they come up. On behalf of the committee, I want to also thank the IT and broadcast production staff who are critical to making our virtual meetings go smoothly, and who have spent hours setting up the website and procedures to make public participation easier. Thank you so much. For our first order of business, we need to review and approve the committee rules. Members should have reviewed the proposed rules. You won't have a copy in front of you. I don't believe the committee delivered them. But let me just pause here and ensure everyone's had an opportunity to review them. I will take that as a yes. Before we vote, I'd like to highlight two of the rules. My expectation is that the committee members will be courteous to each other and to the witnesses, as we want to create an atmosphere of professionalism and respect. We all deserve it. In addition, we will be requiring everyone to submit exhibits in electronic format as early as possible due to the extra work involved in posting accessible exhibits on the internet. The absolute deadline is 24 hours in advance of the meeting. At this time, I'll go ahead and accept a motion to adopt the committee rules.
So moved.
And do we have a second? All right, that is moved by Senator Hammond, second by Senator Pickard. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, the motion carries. In addition to the committee rules, I'd like to go over some general housekeeping reminders. Committee meetings will begin promptly at 3:30 on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I will try and give you as many Fridays off as I can, but no guarantees, especially as we get much deeper into the session. If you're going to be absent or late to a meeting, please let me or my staff know as early as possible. If you have to leave a meeting, please let us know if or when you will return. Finally, remember to mute your microphones when you're done speaking so we don't pick up stray conversations or have feedback on audio. I'll add one other note. When we actually have a bill hearing, we won't be hearing any bills today. Members should become familiar with the raise hand function in Zoom. If you click the participants at the bottom of the Zoom, raise hand is at the very, very bottom of the participants with a couple of other reactions. Next, our committee policy analyst, Susan Sholey, will present the committee brief. Ms. Sholey.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Harris. For the record, I'm Susan Scoley with the Research Division of the Legislative Council Bureau. I am going to be the committee policy analyst for this committee for the 2021 session. I know you have all heard several committee briefs presented in the past couple of days, so I will make this quick. The brief in terms of committee jurisdiction, there is basically no change from last session. And of course, that's set out in Senate Rule 40. Turning to page 2, last session 2019, there were 78 bills referred to this committee. It looks like on the BDR list now, a good guess would be about 84 possibly coming your way. So the workload will be about the same. In terms of anticipated topics, electric vehicles looks to be a big one, along, of course, with energy and renewable energy, of course. Also, the state climate strategy was released by the governor in December of 2020. So I think that will be interwoven throughout the session. And the DMV, as many of you know, is undertaking a modernization push. And so you will see a lot of those bills also. And the special plates program will be undergoing some changes. This committee already has 7 pre-filed bills, so you will be seeing those shortly on upcoming agendas. There are 2 interim legislative committees that feed into the session committee: the Commission on Special License Plates and the Legislative Committee on Energy. On page 4 of the committee brief, outlined the BDRs that those 2 interim committees have submitted, and you will likely see probably not all of them, but most of them. We have also provided links in the committee brief to the 2019 Status of Energy Report and the 2020 Status of Energy Report from the Governor's Office of Energy. I found the 2019 Status of Energy Report an extremely helpful recap of the 2019 session. So for anyone who wants to relive 2019 or catch up, I highly recommend it. We've also provided the link to the state climate strategy on, I'm not sure whose website that is, but anyway, the link is there. It's quite lengthy, so you can review that at your leisure. I'm going to jump ahead then to the end of the brief, which is the contact lists of people that frequently interact with this committee. So there are some phone numbers, emails that you might find as a handy reference. If you're looking for someone though, and you can't find it, of course, staff is always happy to help. With that, I will just remind you that we are nonpartisan staff at the Legislative Council Bureau. So we do work for all of you, and I'll look forward to working with you. Everything, of course, is very confidential and siloed, as you all know. So have a great 2021 session. And that's it, Chair Harris. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Scully. Does anyone have any questions? It's a great time to practice your raised hand function if you haven't had a chance. Any questions? Vice Chair Brooks.
Thank you, Chair Harris. I just wanted to commend Ms. Scully and the rest of the staff on this brief. As somebody who works in this space in my legislative life and private life, there's a lot of links here and a lot of information that are incredibly helpful. Thank you for consolidating this all in one place.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I have one more question. I wanted to, if she could tell me again, there's two links to two reports. They were on here, right? What page was that on?
Those links to the status of energy reports are on page 4 of the committee brief. They're at the bottom under reports from executive branches.
I skipped over that 14 times. Okay.
Okay.
That's it, right there. Thank you. That's exactly, I wanted to get to those two. Thank you very much. Great report. Thank you very much for giving that to us.
Thank you.
All right. If there are no more questions, we will move on. So I just want to make one last note. Although in past sessions, committees often had presentations from various government agencies and other organizations, we will be foregoing those presentations so that we can get right to work and front load the committee process. I invite any members who would like to learn a bit about a particular agency to feel free to reach out to them and schedule an independent meeting. We will now move on to public comment. Is there any public comment at this time?
Chair, this is Broadcast and Production Services. We do have one caller. Caller with the last 3 digits of 101. Please slowly state and spell your name for the record. You will have 2 minutes and you may begin now. Once again, caller with the last 3 digits of 101. Please slowly state and spell your name for the record. You will have 2 minutes and you may begin now.
Yes, this is Sean Sever from the DMV. I'm the liaison for the department this session. And I was just actually tuning into the meeting. I didn't really want to do public comment, but looking forward to working with all of you. Thanks.
Chair, at
All
this
right.
time, the public line is open and working, but there are no more callers.
Okay, great. All right, well, that then concludes our organizational meeting for today. Thank you all. Our next meeting is going to be Monday, February 8th at 3:30 p.m. Got the first Friday off so far. We will have 2 DMV bills on that agenda. This meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.